Hi everyone, Mckaiser here, and today I'm gonna talk about uh, a big thing that happened with Blizzard and Activision. And if you already know what I'm talking about the the incident they made with making Diablo immortals. Ooh, I got some stuff that I want to talk about. So basically, in my opinion, this was a bad idea by their part. And a lot of people talked about this, is that they didn't have anything else to back them up, and I agree with that. Like, there are so many stages to gaming that we could talk about, that I'm going to try to talk about, that leads up to this. But the main point is we have already failed. And someone talked about this already. We have already failed if gaming has gotten to this point already. And I'm talking about where everyone's just grabbing for your money. It's not really a game. It's more of you play a little bit, but if you want to play more or play better, give us your money. And that is not a game. And that's what a lot of people think about phone games. And to be fair, yeah, most of them, they're terrible like that, where they only want your money. But there are a few ones that are actually decent. Like this one. This one's decent. Even though this one really wants your money. They still let you have a path where you don't have to spend money. Even though I've been playing, like, and you'll see the difference. I've been playing this game for 3 years, and I got some good stuff. But if I go against someone that's been spending money for 3 years, or even like a year, they're gonna be so much further ahead than I'll ever be. And that is, I mean, it's not bad, but like the point where you add money into the game to help you progress, it changes things. Like how you feel about the game, how much progression are we talking about? Because they got this down where if you fall into the right game, you'll be willing to spend so much money if you have it. And so many people do, especially in this game. In any game. In any game, if they have an option where you can spend money, doesn't matter what's in there, or it kind of does, but if you love that game that much, and then you put money on top of that, your your view of the game is definitely different. It's not going to be the same as you just buy the game and then you don't spend any more money on the game. That's how it used to be for most games. I would say fighting games are slightly different. It's like you buy the game and then like a year later they might come out with a different version, more refined but cost less. That you keep spending on, but like it's usually you just buy it and that's it. You wait for their next game. That's how. Yeah, let's go back to the past. The past was great. There was no updates. Once the game was finished, that was it. That was it. There's no more testing. There's no more. Oh, we gotta make sure it's right. Oh, let's fix this. The only people that usually did that was fighting games because you want to keep your audience there and interested. And with fighting games, you can do that because you you can also add characters that give more to the game. But back to RPGs, I'm gonna try to stick to. I'm gonna say we fell into their trap once we let happen uh, spending money to progress. Once we stepped on that and we're like, I like this. This is okay. They can keep going with that. Because, oh, you can spend money to progress. It used to be you can spend money to progress, or you can just not spend money and you can still progress. And if you spend enough time, you'll catch up with the people that spent money. Now it's you spend money to progress and to progress a lot to get to like end game. And if you don't spend money, well, you gotta wait a long, very long time. Also, the quality of these games are much lower. Oh man, the quality was so good. So back in the old days, they couldn't do this because the people wasn't there. That's another thing. With all these fighting games and shooting games and all these different types of games, each one had like their own small crowd. But now it's a big crowd for almost everyone. And you'll see that because there's so many games out there. And it's so like gaming back then wasn't this popular at all. Like if people had their success that they did back then, that would be terrible to them. But now it's terrible. Now you just make a few videos, make your game look amazing, and then it's kind of crap when you actually get there. And that's what we have today. It's a lot of games. They promise a lot of stuff. They're in beta for like 6 years. They're like, oh, we'll definitely make the game better. But things change over time. And that's why I like the old method of you make the game, you have it in beta, you let very few people play the beta. Like, that's the thing I didn't even know. I didn't even know people like beta tested the game like that. I thought it was like their own company, but sure they can hire some people to beta test it too, but now it's like they want everyone to beta test it. Now we're doing their job for them, basically for free. And then they're like, the game's nice. And then they release it with, in beta, everything's like super nice, super easy, and like, you can progress through the game without spending money. But once the beta's down and the game releases, oh man, there's paywalls everywhere. It's terrible. What else? I think that when they... Man, I lost track. Oh, that's the other thing I want to talk about. So, that's the other thing. Once... Like, yes, you want the game that you're playing to become big. But once they become that big, they don't really have to worry about you anymore. They worry about all the new people coming in to spend money on their game. They want, I would say, like, they want them to spend money and then they want them to, like, I don't know. They don't really care. They want them to spend as much money as possible before they quit. That's the basic idea, in my opinion. Because once you see the game for what it is, you'll find out that you wasted a lot of money. But at the same time, that's what's so fun about certain games. And I think there's another issue. Is gambling. All this random chance, like Summoner's Wars is a gambling game. You don't know what you're gonna get. You spend your money. You can get something amazing, or you can get absolutely nothing. But they have a way of making you, like, everyone in this community knows if you get something big, you're you're going places with that. You're not just gonna sit there and do nothing. They'll tell you which monsters, and like there's so much. Look, I want to show you some stuff. Let me show you for the people that's here for more Blizzard. This is our roster. We have 1,102 monsters. Like 95% of the 2 stars are useless. But she's amazing. People still use her. Who else is good? This little thing. This thing is amazing. There's hidden gems within the weaker units. And they make us care about the good stuff. Like, there's a reason to care about these units. And then you get to the 5 stars, and it's like, things are so broken with the 5 stars. But at the same time, if you know what you're doing, you can beat those 5 stars with just 3 and 4 stars. You just have to know the information and how to control it. How the game, like, back then it's like, strength, warriors beat mages, but unless mages can stay away from the warrior, then mages would win. And thieves can beat them both, but if they get hit 2-3 times, they're dead. So they have to be real strategic with how they play. And archers, they can kill everyone, but they can also get smacked so easily. Just like thieves, they can die in like 2 or 3 hits. And it's more of these small little things. But now it's like everyone kills everyone, and you gotta know what your game is focusing on, what's actually good. There's a difference between a skill sounding good and actually what actually happens. Because there's a lot of skills in this game that seem really good, but they're not. And so, for instance, in our real-time arena, like, she's really good, but she's also not. She's like really, really good, but at the same time, she falls off if her team doesn't back her up. This girl is just broken because you put on violent, which gives 22% chance for additional turn. This skill, when she transforms, she gets an additional turn anyways, so that resets your count. So you can violent proc right after that, and then she strips your stuff, and then she stuns you at the same time. I'm just like, crazy, crazy stuff. Alright, back to the Diablo stuff. So, basically, I guess I'm gonna wrap this up. We're already screwed. Us old school gamers, where hard work and dedication to your game is, in my opinion, slowly coming to an end, where all these auto or half auto or these quick uh, super action impact games are taking over, and it's more about spending money to get ahead rather than to actually play the game and have fun. But they see that spending money and getting ahead is fun, where we used to just actually play the game to become good. So it's very, very different. The older generation of gaming to the new generation of gaming. And we have failed. Honestly, we still have the power. It's just that no one wants to show that we have the power. If we really wanted them to know that we do not like the direction that they're thinking and you should console your, I don't even know the word right now, console the players, there we go, I don't know why I derped on that. What you should do is take your money and never spend it on Blizzard. Write to Blizzard. Don't yell at them. Actually give them feedback of why you don't like these things. And strike. Be like, I'm not touching any of your games until you get your act together. And if everyone does that and they lose a lot of money, then you're like, hold on, wait a minute, we still care about you, right? And if that, they want their money. Number one thing is they want their money. And if you take that away from them by not spending money on their games and by not even playing their games, not making videos about their games, only making videos to say, don't play that game, don't play any of these games until they get the act together, then this is just going to keep happening. It's always going to keep happening, and it's going to get worse. Who knows what we're going to be doing in like 10 years from now. So, it's either you have a voice now, or you're going to forego it, and it's going to be gone one day. Because at the same time, gaming is more of a free time. Not a lot of people are like no life gamers. Some are, but like at the same time, it's like you still gotta live your life. You still gotta make money. And if you're one of those lucky ones where you don't even have to do any of that and you just are rich or in a basement playing games or just in a room, I envy you. It's not fair. I just want to play games. So many games. But basically, the console PC gaming era mixed in with the phone game era. But I also want to separate the consoles from PC, because sure, they share some of the games, but they also don't. And it's a different feeling to play an MMO than it is to play just a game you play by yourself. Completely two different experiences. And these phone games are kind of in the middle, surprisingly. You play by yourself, but then you sometimes play against others, and there's competition, and it's nice, and it's fun. For some of them, like this one. And yeah, that's the fun part. Ooh. I think I'm just gonna leave it with that. Just like, what's your thoughts on this Diablo 3 phone game? And they're like, phone game, play our phone game with Activision, and yeah, we didn't really make it. We actually just let someone else make it, but we're saying we made it. Yay! But it's actually, that's the other part about this. The phone game that they let someone else do They just basically rescanned one of their other games to look like their game, and it's going by real bad for them. And it shows the disconnect we're having here between us consumers, that's the other word, and the business. I'm telling you, last thing I want to say again. If you really want to strike them, stop playing their games, stop giving them your money. And then they'll be like, okay, hey guys, if you want Diablo 4, we'll make it as soon as possible. Because that's the other thing. The market for games is overflowing. There's so many games out today. You can play whatever you want now and be happy. That's why the community spread out. It wasn't like back then there was only like those your console gamers that played just by themselves usually. Back in the PS2 era where internet connection with other players wasn't really a big thing. Yeah, your PC gamers, which you either was just playing the console games but on PC, or the ones that played MMORPGs or play with others. Completely different now. So those small pockets of people that like this game, but there wasn't like a lot of these games to play. Well, now there's plenty, and if you don't like this game, well, you just go over here. And you might like this game better. You'll be like, yeah, I really like this game. You just stay there. There you go. That's it. So thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. I didn't know it was going to be this long. Tell me what you think. I'm kind of glad they messed this up because they've been lazy, in my opinion, with the Diablo franchise. And after Diablo 3, we haven't really seen much. We've seen them change the game in ways we don't really like. And there's still no Diablo 4. They've been working on other stuff, definitely, but what about Diablo? Come on. Come on. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me what you hate, what you don't like. Tell me what you like. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitch. I'm going back to my dragon den. See ya.